I'm standing here today in the courtyard of a beautiful, beautiful educational facility. No, it's not a college, not a university, not even a high school. This is an elementary school and a middle school. Super high tech, super advanced, futuristic, built or attempted to be built beginning in 2015. However, this school was never completed, and now all we have left is an empty shell of a futuristic elementary school that never came to be. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you the story of this school, and I'm gonna give you a tour of this incredible abandoned campus that was built originally for some of the most wealthy, some of the most elite here in Zhuhai. Pretty much everything I say in this video comes from one article that I was able to find about this place. I'm gonna put the link in the description, but rest assured it's translated perfectly by me from Chinese to English because my Chinese is so good. So I'm not gonna make any mistakes at all whatsoever. But if you do wanna check for mistakes, please, if you can read Chinese, educate us in the comments. Let's do it. 看一下. We have this massive, massive Bao'anting right here, which is a security guard station, essentially. If there was school here, this would be the main gate where the security guards sit and let people in. Down here, we have the stairs, we have the wheelchair ramp on this side. And you might notice we have essentially a mirror image of this place across the way. That's because this is a middle school and elementary school, primary school. So they're very, very similar. That one actually you can't get into, so it's blocked off. Okay, again, back to the courtyard. We're gonna go to our left, and this is the cafeteria. You can see how close they were to actually completing this school and getting students in here by looking at this cafeteria. And I say that because although the floors aren't done, lots of stuff's not done, they already had all of the tables, chairs, they're built together, but they already had all of these ready to go for the cafeteria. They're already delivered and here. We have lots of PVC pipes strewn about. Coming here from the back of the cafeteria, back to the courtyard. Of course, we have classrooms, we have housing for some students, we have all that stuff. And then we have the main building right here on our left. We're gonna go through and check. Another massive courtyard. You would hope and expect that all of these planters everywhere would have had trees. There would have been shade here. Otherwise, the sun is very bright here in Guangdong. These kids would have been getting toasted and roasted every single day. Here we have a classroom, as you can see. You even have school desk chairs back there, already lined up, and tables stacked upside down. I don't know if you can see it. Door's locked. But this school, it may not look like it, but 7, 8 years ago, it was very, very close to actually being done. Oh, here you go. Here's a better view. Same classroom. You got desk chairs, tables, all that good stuff, ready to learn. More beautiful, bright classrooms. It's all wired up. You got your cords for your broadband, you got your security camera cords up there, you got your lights, you got it all. And yet you don't have anybody here. Nothing but echoes. I would have thought, personally, that materials, and you're gonna see a lot of materials, whoever owned this stuff, or the workers, anybody could have salvaged the materials, resold them, put them somewhere else, put them to good use. And that's not the case. Speaking of materials, look at all these tiles, bricks, tiles, porcelain. I'm not a construction man. It's all here, sitting here, waiting to be used. 8 years later, crazy. Bathroom over here. Bathroom over here. So yeah, that tells us where we are right now. We're in the housing section of this school. it goes room, toilet. Room, 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 toilet. Okay? Toilet. These are not classrooms. This was probably would have been bunk beds, both sides, some desks for the kids to study. Another thing that you might notice, particularly if you are an American, is that there's nobody living in here. In America, a place like this, abandoned, plenty of space, have bathrooms, not running water, but you know, a space, good climate here. You would have people living in this place, squatting in here, treating it as their home, because we do have a homeless crisis in America, economic crisis for a lot of people, but you don't see that here. Now, I'm not one of those YouTubers in China that says there are 0 homeless people in China, or that everybody's living a perfectly comfortable, happy life, because no, that's not the case. And actually, I should have filmed this video last time I came here. Actually, the first time I came here, I didn't really realize what it was, where it was. The reason why I decided to come back is because I looked it up to learn about it. I was like, why is this school here? Why is it empty? Anyway, the point is, last time I went to the other side, the other school, and there were squatters there. First, we're gonna keep exploring. And it's not uncommon for Chinese students, elementary, middle, high school, to live at their school during the week, and on the weekends, they will go home to their families. Not unusual at all, which is why we see a building like this. Oh my God. Made it to the top floor. Wow. So this entire building, as far as I can see, is all housing and the associated rooms and needs for housing students. I believe I'm on the 6th floor, which again is the top. And I don't see any elevators anywhere. So hopefully there would have been no students with any special needs, but there's probably an elevator somewhere. Let's find it. Let's do that. Oh, if I could breathe. Well, I walked through the whole dormitory, left to right, top to bottom, and I did not find an elevator shaft. Which means, sorry guys, no accommodations for you. Only able-bodied people are allowed to study here.
Pretty bird. Yeah, can you say pretty bird? Pretty bird. Yes, pretty bird. Polly, want a cracker?
The guy over there yelling at me, so I gotta try to finish this up quick. All right, so let's get a lay of the land again, guys. Behind me, the entrance. Behind me, the school classrooms. Behind me, on the left of me, the cafeteria. To the right of me was the housing, dormitories. No idea. Here we have another guard tower, guard place, Baoanting for people. Looks like this one was for actually, probably for teachers, parents that want to come park their car at the school. This was probably a vehicle entrance. They would have had a gate here, mechanical, for the cars, and then the parking garage right down here, probably for the hundreds of teachers and staff that would have worked here. So I'm currently here on the 2nd floor of the main administration building, and we could tell that just because, let's just look around real quick. Of course, massive, massive, massive atrium, huge, huge front doors. You can tell this would have been a very beautiful building. We have almost a hotel, like luxury hotel, winding staircase over there, and this clearly not the room for the students. Another thing to note is just across the way here is going to be the beach, literally like 100 meters. You can hopefully see just right through here. We'll go there next, but the beach is just right over there. And then you have these luxury condos right here that are mostly empty these days. You can even see, let's just look over here. You can see there's red banners on some of the balconies with phone numbers. These are people trying to sell their units because, hey, there's nothing out here. There's no shops, no malls, no schools, nothing. The speculation out here, it didn't pay off. So this was like a main street as well out here. I would assume they would have built a place for cars to drive up and drop off their kids and that sort of thing right here, but who knows? I don't know anything about construction or building or anything like this, but if you do know something, please answer me this. If a building like this, a facility like this, gets completely abandoned for years when it's partially constructed, is there any way to actually salvage it? Can you actually turn it into something high quality and good in the future if you do come through, clean it all up and rebuild? Is it possible, or is it just so, degraded and, it's been left to the elements that it will just fall apart? Or I don't know, tell me, what could actually potentially be done about a place like this? Let me know in the comments, please. I mean, like, how could you test like all of the electronic components that have been, the wiring that's been left out? How do you test all the pipes and the water and how do you do it? How do you do it? The fittings, the toilets, they've been sitting there unused for 9 years. Just come through and redo it all and then hit flush and flip switches and it's good? And if it's not good, then you fix it? Can it be fixed? Again, let me know in the comments, please. Life finds a way. Here again, more materials, tiles. I would assume all these tiles, potentially, I guess they're same tiles probably that are over here. That's what it looks like. So they would have, this whole area would have been tiled, would have been very beautiful, have planters everywhere, would have had trees. What in the hell? Springs? So it looks like here in the office building at least, there is an elevator shaft. So for the professionals that work here, they get to use elevators. For the students that live here, hey, no wheelchairs allowed. Now that we've taken a tour around the facilities, let me tell you the rest of the story about this school. In 2015, construction broke ground. Also in 2015, a oil depot, which is just nearby, had a spill, a diesel spill. 22 cubic meters of diesel, according to the story that I read. Now, I gotta say, I don't know how much 22 cubic meters of diesel fuel is. I don't know the true impact spilling that would have on the environment. I don't know what it's done to this place here. I'm probably wallowing in poison right now as I sit here and tell you this story. So let's just say there was a spill and it's bad. But for whatever reason, the developers continued on with the construction. For 2 years, 2017, we got to the point where the school is currently sitting right now. That's when they stopped. In 2017, they were so close. They were enrolling students, they were hiring teachers, hiring administration, telling parents, next year, your kids are gonna move into the school. The government nixed that. They said, no, it's unsafe. I don't know if it's the water, the soil, the air, I don't know what it was, but they said, your kids cannot come here. You guys gotta stop this construction right now. This school is not fit for students. They said they're gonna move the oil depot away from here and they're gonna clean up the diesel spill. So 2 years later, 2019, supposedly, hey, they got approval. We can continue construction, finish the school, enroll students, everything's hunky-dory. Same thing happened, approval was not granted, construction was not done, we're still sitting here in this limbo. 2020, again, approval is granted, cleanup met, we're gonna start enrolling students, we're gonna start hiring teachers, we're gonna start getting ready to go. This was during COVID, of course. I don't know what kind of impact COVID had on it, but I'm sure it impacted something, which means, hey, the school is still in this situation that it is currently today. Now here we are in 2024, and they've said once again, they're going to finish construction and open the school, but with a twist. The twist is, because a lot of the parents, they bought the houses in this area specifically for this school, for their kids to go to this school. In China, a lot of parents do that. They will buy a property or a house in a particular school district or specifically so their kid can go to a good school. And since this was an elementary and middle school originally, well, they were probably young parents or future parents. They weren't parents yet. And now it's been 8, 9 years. Those kids who were maybe 3, 4, 5 years old when their parents bought the houses and moved in, they're now getting ready for high school or middle school. So this school now, if it ever gets completed, is planning to be a high school. Construction is still not begun again. There's still no timeline for when that's gonna happen, but that is the current plan as of today, 2024. And one other thing is actually the oil depot that was supposed to be moved away from this site is still essentially next door, according to the internet. So despite all this, even if the diesel's all been cleaned up, you still have a chance for another spill, another disaster. Nothing's really been done 9 years later. That's the story of this school here in Tangjia Peninsula in Zhuhai, China. And I hope you enjoyed a little walk around the school, the campus. It's beautiful. It reminds me in some ways of, I don't know, Spain a little bit. Kind of a Moorish, Mediterranean vibe. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's how I feel. What do you think about it? Looks like we have ourselves another oil spill. These parents aren't gonna be happy. Okay, here comes the security guard again. I don't even know he's really a security guard. He's not even wearing security guard clothes, but we're gonna find out. He's gonna come talk to us. Should I play dumb? Like I don't speak Chinese? Should I play it straight? Where'd he go? There he is. 看一下。啊？看一下。
这看什么？
看学校。
你是哪里的？你这看学校？
啊？你说啥？
你是哪个地方的？
我是这里的。
啊？
我是这里的。So over here you got people. Over here you got people who park their like sandwich for their shop, like their Dongbei barbecue. What is this one? I'm not sure what this one is. But then they go sell their food and stuff by the beach at night. So it's good storage for vendors. 什么时候开这个？不知道。好的，好，谢谢。So then over here, this one, pretty much the same thing. Very, very similar. Now, I was talking about homeless people. We'll see if it's got. 没关系。Okay. 我不去，没事。So I was talking about. 没事，没事，没事。So I was talking earlier about homeless people, right? And so previously when I came here, actually this whole area right here had like fangcha, like RVs, and there was people here, and then they were hanging their clothes and doing stuff. Some of them were even living in I talked to a guy, let's just say this. I talked to a guy who had an RV, and he had it all pimped out. Like he had like a awning, he had giant jugs of water. He was living here, and there was other people living here as well. And I was talking to him, and he said people were actually living inside the school as well in some of the rooms, and I could see people hanging clothes and stuff. But now it's all been cleared out. So I'm not sure if that was for the holidays or what the situation was. But even now you can see all these cars parked, because you can park right here on the street for free, and you don't have to pay for parking inside your xiaoqu, inside your apartment complex, if you park here. And even, again, there's another, almost like a fangcha or an RV up here. Let's just go look at it before we go. I don't know if anybody's living in this one. Probably not. It looks quite fancy and nice. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Looks pretty cool. This one right here. I'm not even sure what car this is. Voya, maybe. Nice. Come all the way from North China. So there could be people living in here. Or just camping out, hanging out. Because again, people park here for free. One of the few places in China you're gonna find free street parking. Ooh, very cool. Here we have more apartments across the street, more developments that were built on this peninsula along with the school, same time. A lot of more probably parents speculating that their kids would be able to go to a school like this and get a very, very good education, but it didn't come to pass. So here I stand outside the school on the main oceanfront boulevard. There you go, there's the office, the administration building I just showed you. And here is the main boulevard. Boom. Let's just cross the street real quick, show you the beach. Here you have a running path that goes all the way along the beach, all the way along the ocean front for miles and miles and miles. Pretty much all the way to downtown Zhuhai, if I do say so myself. It's far. And here we are at the ocean, at the beach. Not so many people there. Straight ahead is that rich, expensive development right there. You do have some villas on the ground level right there. Very, very nice, very fancy, expensive places. And you have a few shops, a little bit of retail and a sales center right here, but nothing really very good. And besides that, out here, there is not a lot going on. So it's a lot of housing and a school that doesn't exist. And a nice little boardwalk. So that's the story of the Sanxin Tangjiawan high-tech elementary middle school in Zhuhai, China. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a comment. If you didn't, 给我滚. And I'll see you in the next one. Adios.